Here we go. So, hello everyone. Welcome back to one of the very fresh episode of Grow with Anshuman. So, today we have Vaishali with us. Hi, Vaishali. Very good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Very good afternoon, sir. I am doing great. Thank you for asking. And yes, sir, thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And
just yeah, please. I was just asking for your quick introduction since you are here for the first time. So, would like to
um,
know a little bit more about you, who you are, what you are preparing for, and how did you know about me? And I must, appreciate your way of reaching me out through the LinkedIn. Very few people do this because majority they either email me or send me a message over Telegram. So I like the approach that you did a little bit, different. Yeah, it's good.
okay. So, first of all, thank you so much, sir, for accepting my request. And if I talk about myself, so I am Vaishali Chaudhary. I am from Khandwa district of Madhya Pradesh. But these days, I am currently living in Chennai because my husband works here. Okay, if I talk about my hobbies, so I love to read books in my leisure time, and I consider myself avid reader. And I like to watch podcasts. And yes, and if I talk about my education background, so I have completed my B.Tech in computer science, and these days I'm working on my communication skills. Simultaneously, I'm preparing for data analytics job role. So that's pretty much about me.
Oh, lovely. You have a vivid interest about hobbies, reading books, and watching podcast, working on a communicational skill. And you completed your B.Tech, like, what was the year? When did you complete this? Back then, 2, 3 years back, or like recently you had been graduated?
Yes, sir. I have completed my B.Tech in 2024.
Okay.
I have completed 1.5 month. I took a 1 year gap because in between I got married and I settled in Chennai. So that's it could be the reason. And earlier was teaching in the school.
Oh,
So yes, these
what
days
was the subject
I'm
you were
looking for a
teaching?
job in IT company. Okay.
Got it, got it. So you mentioned teaching. What specific subject you were teaching there? It English or something different?
No, sir. It was EBS. I was teaching in the, we can say fifth, second
Okay.
to sixth class in the primary. Yes, sir. I was doing, we can say simultaneously my college. I was teaching
Oh,
simultaneously. I am pursuing my college. So yes,
amazing.
that's all.
So, like, for the sake of exploring yourself, or you were having something in your mind that you should go for teaching and all? Because very few people do that. They wanted to do something in college, but I don't know what's the reason behind that, but they probably would not happen to do this. So, what was the reason behind pursuing teaching while pursuing the college? I am sure that there might be an interesting story, right?
Uh, yes, sir. I think when I was teaching at that time, I was giving my exam only 6 months. Okay, every
Okay.
now and then I gave exam. I went to my college during MST and presentations, seminars, and exam time, practical time. I went my college,
Mm-hmm.
but all the months I used to teach with the students. And yes, and it I completed my graduation like a private. I gave
Okay.
exam only.
Okay.
I used to give exam only, not regular. I was not regular student at that time.
Understood. So, like, you were teaching because you actually wanted to come out of your comfort zone so that you can improve your communication. That's why you were teaching, or there were some other reasons behind this?
Yes, sir. I think I belongs to a small town, okay, in a rural area. So where my parents didn't allow me to go live in the city,
Okay.
okay, and that's why I preferred to complete my education at home, okay, from home.
Okay.
My father was insecure how I will send you in the city and how you will live, so
Mm.
that's why I want to do something in my life, and I want to graduate. So that's why I thought I think it is a good idea to pursue our college and simultaneously live in a home, live
Lovely.
at home.
Got it, got it. So teaching, so what do you think, like in terms of improving your personality, your communicational or English spoken thing? I know that there might not be the language used as English, right? 2 to 5 student, I don't feel in rural area people would prefer teaching in English. So, but you might have learned something from teaching. Do you think it has given you a confidence to talk to the people, or it has given you something in order to improve your spoken English or your communicational thing?
Okay. So at first, when I gave my interview in the school, at that
Mhm.
time I used to underestimate myself, how I
Mhm.
will give interview and how can I teach. But
Yeah.
after teaching 1 year and 2 year, I thought it helps me to, we can say, overcome my fear. And while teaching, I learned many things. I learned to how to handle children and how to teach, how to handle, we can say, many children at the same time, and cope up with the, we can say, critical situations. I faced many critical situation also in at school. So I learned many things from my teaching career and from my teaching. Yes.
Perfect, perfect. So for now, as you mentioned that, now you are also looking towards to getting a job into IT. So like, do you think you are prepared enough in terms of having facing any interview, or you are confident enough, or you are actually working on your communicational skills to improve into interview skills as well?
Okay, sir, I started to learn English because I want to crack my interview.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the earlier when I started very first time, I was not able to give my introduction. Okay, when I came in Chennai very first time, so I connected with my neighbor, and
Okay.
they don't know how to speak Hindi because
Okay.
my mother tongue is Hindi,
Mm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I think they know Telugu, and we can say Bihari, and they don't know how to speak, we can say, Hindi. So that's why I faced embarrassment, and I was reluctant to speak with them. So I thought I completed my B.Tech and I did higher educations. Why I'm not able to communicate with them? And I felt, we can say, embarrassment and guilty, why I can't. They inspired me. They then I took up lunch. No, I should work upon my communication, and that's how I worked on my communications. And I started to learn this language. Still, I'm learning, and it's been 2 months. I have been learning very seriously, I would say.
Oh,
Earlier, I used to watch and listen English podcasts, but I started to speaking with all learners, I would say December and the month of December, November. So that's how I'm doing.
perfect. I feel and I believe too this was only the game changer moment, because as you mentioned you were practicing this language from last 3 to 4 months, and earlier you were watching podcasts and doing those things. So because you started speaking as you mentioned in December, so maybe that regularity would give you a sense that you are not confident enough to speak, because even I cannot believe within 4 to 6 months, having said that, coming from that environment, you are able to communicate your thought very properly. Whatever you are saying, I'm understanding it 100%, and also you are being fluent. Some of time here and there will have to work, and that's part and parcel of the game. But I should appreciate, because you might have put your a lot of good effort. So how's your day look like today? Like how much time did you allocate to speaking part, reading part, or listening part?
Okay, sir. I didn't mention you, but I joined one WhatsApp community before 2 months,
Okay.
and it's been 2 months. I have been here there, and I have been connecting with co-learners every single day. I
Okay.
try to connect with two co-learner at least in a day.
Oh.
So that's how I can say I'm improving. And simultaneously, I try to watch one 30-minute video podcast, and I would say one-on-one conversation video every day. And these days, I think last 1 week, okay, I have been doing shadowing practice
Oh.
every day 10 minutes. And
Okay.
I have been reading books for last month, last 4 months, I would say. I already mentioned I am avid reader. I love to
Mm-hmm.
read.
Hmm.
I don't push myself to learn to read books. So
Yeah.
I think reading is my favorite practice to improve my English.
Got it, got
So,
it.
I have been following three practice for
Oh.
last 2 months. Yes,
That
yes,
is
sir.
why I can feel that within very less time you have got a very good result. The way you're speaking, pronunciation, grammar, it was so perfect in terms of having context that you have only spent 3 to 4 months seriously. I must say, if somebody is being dedicated enough, following certain procedures as you are following, giving enough time to speak, and then also simultaneously doing the things like reading, listening, that would obviously give an edge. So you mentioned that WhatsApp community. Therein, you must be having co-learners like you who is being very interested. So one-to-one conversation happens there, or it's like kind of group discussion, open forum where you can communicate with chunk of people or couple of people there. How does it work for you?
Okay. I think you must have heard about Sunita ma'am, Neharana ma'am. They are
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Okay, so both are uploading their YouTube videos also content. So in their WhatsApp community, I joined, and in that community, every members are women. Okay, it's a women's beginner group, and I joined. So every co-learner have the same courage and dedication toward this language. They have
Oh,
a same passionate toward this language. So I think in our community, the beauty is every member of community, we can say, wearing hats and fixing their own each other crowns. So
oh,
I think that's how I learn, and I change my mindset. Not my mindset, but also I learn many life lessons and gain more confidence in that video using that we can say community, I would say.
oh, lovely. A great work. I would say this kind of community would obviously give an edge and help to those member who wanted to excel at their communication. The mutual support, as you mentioned, is one what. So now you mentioned that there you got the confidence, you are very comfortable speaking in front of interview. So do you think now you're prepared enough to crack any interview, or you're feeling that no, no, here I need to work more on that? In terms of your technical expertise, tell me that how much prepared you feel that, because in data analytics, as you mentioned, there's certain technical aspect we need to know regarding NumPy, Pandas, library, Python basics, SQL. So are you good to go with that part? And tell me about little bit about this communicational wall aspect. Do you feel confident enough to talk with interviewers? Yeah.
Okay. So yes, if I talk about my technical skills, so I started at that time when I started English. So I have been improving my technical skills like SQL, Python, Pandas, libraries, and we can say Power BI from through YouTube. I didn't
Okay.
purchase any course,
Okay.
so I learn from we can say YouTube. But these days I am thinking I should purchase and subscribe one course. So I am searching the right appropriate course where I can enroll. And
Okay.
yes, I think I am very confident when it comes to Excel and Power BI, SQL. But I'm not. I still don't have confidence in
Oh,
Pandas, I would say.
okay. Python
Yes,
libraries. Okay.
Python. I think Python. When it comes to Python, I always feel cold feet, and I'm still not confident. So I want to work upon in my skills. I want to flip my confident in toward my technical skills.
Okay.
Then I will think about applying for job. And yes, once I will be confident enough to we can say apply in any applications and give interviews, then definitely I will try. But I think I am trying to improve my confidence in English. As I consider myself, I am a beginner. I totally beginner. I don't have enough confidence. So I want to confident enough to speak with anyone. Then I will be try to give interview, I thought.
Understood. I don't know how did you say that you don't have this much confidence, but the way you are speaking, if this video would go, people would even feel that you are pretty much confident until unless you tell by yourself. So please never ever commit. And I always live on a philosophy that is fake it until you make it. Because you are speaking flawlessly, you are trying your 100%, and you are even nobody can acknowledge that you are not confident. So why you are acknowledging this, you are underconfident? Please don't say it, Otherwise it would again give you a negativity. I understand we should know that where we are so that we can actually go up level, but it is very important to understand our strength, and I'm very happy to see the progress you have made within 4 months. The way, the kind of technical expertise you mentioned, just to give you a ballpark figure, because I was also preparing for data analytics role while I was been into my internship. I had completed my data analytics internship into J Spiders, Q Spiders back then 1 year ago. So the kind of same journey I had been gone through with, starting with SQL, NumPy, Python basics, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, even few of the machine learning libraries I explored there. And having said that, Power BI project, which is, you mentioned you having a strong grit over there, so you are already good to go. And in terms of confidence, I'm believing how much confidence you do have. If the way you are speaking to me, if you can speak to the same way any interviewer, there is not much hassle to take you in. So please start applying from today itself. Even you are underconfident, even you are underprepared, make sure to your have your resume handy and keep on applying for 10, 20, 50, 100 people. That's what you're doing. Because I asked this question to understand your understandability of your technical wala part and communicational wala part. As much you said, I believe if I would have been at your position, now my main focus is to apply more, to market more. Because technical thing you have sorted, a little bit of Python skill is being needed. You can take any book, like let us Python is one book what I really prefer to, cover up the basic. You can buy it, and since you are a book reader, I believe you can read that book too, and you'd love, because there is very fundamental concept written. There is exercise, you'll solve some question, you'll get your hands dirty with that, and eventually you'll learn the things quite faster. But simultaneously, since you want a job right now, you should focus on to apply more. And I must say that you might be having your resume handy, like apply, add all those skills what is being required there, and make sure to use your LinkedIn with fullest. And I saw, and I must appreciate, because you approached me through the LinkedIn the same way you approach to the recruiters. Boss, see, this is my resume and fully prepared. Would you like to just give me a chance for interview? I'm sure if you'll send 50 applications, 10 would reply, five you would give the interviews, and you need only one, right? So that's the number game. Please start applying from today. You are ready to go. You are confident enough to crack the interviews. That's all from my side. I was thinking I should add something, but you're already ahead to go. Please go and start it from today. Any other questions you do have for me? Because we have already spoken for 25 minutes and a lot of things can be discussed, and I didn't feel that time flies like this. So any of the questions for me would be
Yes, sir,
appreciated.
I have many questions, but due to the time constraint, I will be never able to, we can say, ask my all questions. But definitely, I want to, we can say, I want to thankful to you because you gave me a beautiful appreciations. And yes, sir, I am truly admire you because I have seen your videos. You always give valuable tips to learn this language, and I followed many trips your videos from your videos, I would say. And thank you so much for, we can say, accepting my request. And I want to ask one question. uh, Sir, I didn't make my project, I think, on my own. I used to make my project through YouTube. And I think if I will apply in any application, just like a LinkedIn and
Hmm.
any
Hmm.
Indeed, so I should make my own project first, and then I will be good to go to apply for a job role.
Good question. Even this is the question I was also having back then in college, because that time we were not that good enough to create our own project. Even we were not knowing that how to start a project. So it's better to clone any project. Even what we are doing, you watch the YouTube videos, you put your hard efforts, but I was like going on GitHub, cloning it and running it and pasting it to my resume. That's what I was doing. But for you, as you mentioned, and it is very essential to have an understanding about the project, whatever you are seeing, doesn't matter you made it or someone else is there. If you can understand what is written inside it, if any changes required, you can do it, and you understand the fundamentals of that. That is important. Because do you think wherever you go in a company, they'll ask you to start something from scratch? There is only 10% chances, and those label will get after 5 6 years of experience, that you'll have to scratch start building something or giving the data analytics from scratch. You would have some data, you would have someone to help with. So instead of focusing from learning anything scratch, even if you're copying, you are trying to learn from YouTube, make sure to understand what it is doing, or if I wanted to change something, can I do that or not? That's how I used to see that. And believe me, more than 90% people do the same thing, and you would be feeling they might be developing their own project, then they would be going, no, not at all. They either copy from GPT, they either take help from YouTube, they either do some other research. Only 10% scholars do they have own projects, do they have own research in place. So if you are watch some videos, if you have made some project, make sure to understand it well, try to do some modification, use your own creativity, and put it on your resume very confidently, saying I built this. Put it saying that this is what I can change. If you'll ask something to change, I can do that. That's what they expect. So you're already good to go. Please refine it, understand it, and apply from today only.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this advice and guidance. I will never forget this session.
Yeah, no
Thank
wonders.
you
Like it
so
would
much
be available on
again.
YouTube too. Yeah, and I'm glad. And one thing, what I really wanted to mention regarding this English spoken recently, as you mentioned that you were having a community wherein you can practice. So even I built an application to give the support to the people who wanted to build this habit of English spoken thing. So I'll share it the link on description too. I'll share it to you as well. Please just use it and give me some feedback that whether it is useful or not. So idea is very simple. Every day we think that what we should speak of, right? So what if we have an application wherein daily different topics pop ups, and we can record our audio and send it to, and someone analyze it and give us real time feedback? Don't you think so that it would be giving us real time feedback? We can improve and we can build a habit because daily we are practicing for 2 to 5 minutes.
Yes, sir, it really helpful. And I watched yesterday itself your video, and definitely I would be help. We can say use that application, and I will be able to. Then it will help me to gain my more confidence. If I will speak in any topics, so
Yes.
it helps me to gain my knowledge, confidence, I would say.
Yes, perfect. Then even after this call, I'll share it to you and I'll make sure to put in description. So everyone who is watching, who needs a habit of speaking daily should use it and give the real time feedback that how they are improving. But anyways, Vaisali, it was pleasure interacting to you. Having said that, coming from tech domain, a vivid interest into communication thing and openness to learn the things quite faster as you did really amazed me. And wishing you the best for your future regards. Go and get a job now. You can get it very easily. So all the best for your future too.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, bye bye. Have a great day ahead.
Bye.